Sports bettors, it's March Madness, name a better time in the year, and sportsbooks have already started to release odds for the first round. So I'm going to be taking you through a two-leg parlay that's really, really good, so hopefully you guys are able to tail it. Now, the first line discrepancy I noticed was in Boise State versus Northwestern. So what you're going to see is some books have the total set at 127.5, like Pinnacle Sportsbook right here, and then you have some books all the way over here. WinBet is setting the total at 129. So there's discrepancies in the market. So this is an example of a play as a sharp bettor we want to zone in on, right? If there's a big line discrepancy, then there may be value and there may be a profitable bet. So let's go ahead. Let's get into the parlay. The first leg I have in my parlay is, though, in the Drake Miami Florida game. So you can see right here with a 2.12% profit margin, I'm on Drake versus Miami, Florida, under 148 at minus 108 odds, right? So a lot of people ask me, okay, Alex, this bet looks good. Why don't you just play it straight, right? Why don't you just bet it straight? And the thing is I could play it straight, right? There's not that much of a difference between parlay betting and straight betting. If all of the plays in your parlay have an edge, if all of the plays in your parlay are positive EV, then your parlay will be profitable. So you can actually see, like, in my parlay results, I have a pretty good ROI betting on parlays, and that's actually because your profit margin or your ROI with parlays compounds, right? So if you include two plays in a two-leg parlay with a 2% profit margin, then your parlay will be roughly a 4% profit margin. But anyway, so why do we like this play, Drake, Miami, Florida? Well, look at the odds, right? The first thing we'll notice when we kind of click in is DraftKings, Bovada, Bodog. They all have the line at minus 130. Right? So we're getting 22 cents of improvement on WinBet, right? And then you can see my bookie and XBet, they have the line at minus 123. In Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, they have the line at minus 128. So we're getting 20 cents of improvement, right? So what you can do is you can take Pinnacle's market and put it in, and I talk about this calculator all the time because it really is, if you want to make money sports betting, this is the most important calculator in sports betting that you need to understand. And it's called a no-vig odds calculator. So what this calculator will do is you put in a market. In this case, we'll put in Pinnacles, right? Pinnacle's known to be one of the sharpest bookmakers out there. So if we put in their market, minus 128 on the under, and you put the over at plus 105, what this calculator does is it squeezes out the juice. It removes the juice and tells you this is the true line. This is the true price, right? And it's minus 115. So the true line for this game, according to Pinnacle, so according to the sharpest bookmaker out there, this under should be priced at minus 115, but we're getting minus 108, right? So this is a profitable bet. So this is called no-vig odds, fair odds, true odds, whatever you want to call it. And you may be like, oh, why isn't this column, the same exact number? From Pinnacle, we have minus 115.09. Here we have minus 112.8, right? So what you have to notice here is this calculator, or this calculation, no-vig odds right here, this includes, right, the entire market. So this includes the odds from DraftKings, Bodog, Bovada. Every sportsbook has a weighting, right? Every sportsbook is an independent data point on where the line should be set. So we never want to, ignore data. We just put more weight in Pinnacle because Pinnacle is known to be one of the sharpest bookmakers, right? Now, one thing may stick out to you, which is, okay, but where are the odds from, like, Bet Online? Where's FanDuel? Right? So what you're going to notice is not all books offer these alternate spreads, as they're called. So if we go here to DraftKings, right, what you're going to see is DraftKings offers these alternate spreads, and so does Caesars, so does Bodog, Bovada, MyBookie. So these are called alternate totals, alternate spreads, so you can kind of see them all here, right? But not all books offer these. So you can see DraftKings, they're setting lines on over under 148, 149, 150. But not all sportsbooks do that, right? Not all sportsbooks do this and offer this many lines like DraftKings. So if you actually take a look, right, what you're going to see is Bet Online, they don't offer these alternates. But they have the total at 146.5 with the under favored. FanDuel, BetMGM are not offering these alternate markets, but they're at 146.5. So we have every sportsbook offering these alternates is telling us, yo, take the under, right? The under is from the positive EV tool. But if we double click into the odds, you notice every sportsbook has the line set at 146.5 or 147. And WinBet's at 148, right? On WinBet, you can see right here, we can get minus 108, minus 108. DraftKings has all these alternate markets, so we can compare to those. But, right, DraftKings or WinBet has this minus 108 for over under 148. But then if you look at 146.5, right, you're going to see BetMGM. That's DraftKings' main market. FanDuel, Bet Online, right? So WinBet is essentially a point and a half above where the market is setting the main line total, right? Where most books have the total that don't offer these crazy alternate spreads, they're at 146.5 or 147. So WinBet is way too high, right? You can even see Bet Online, a very sharp offshore sports book. They have the under 146.5 favored, right? They have the under 146.5 juiced. Bet Online, a very sharp sports book. So long story short, all this data makes us like our bet even more. We're getting 5 cents better, right? We're getting 5 cents better. We're getting minus 108. On Bet Online, this is minus 113. So we're getting 5 cents better and a point and a half higher. So every data point is telling us, WinBet is too high, right? This total should be around 146.5 or 147. We're getting 148. We want to slam the under, right? Now, a lot of people will be like, doesn't seem like 1.5 points in college basketball is that big of a deal, but it really is, right? What you have to remember is when you're betting at minus 110 odds, you need to win 52.38% of your plays to break even, right? That's your break even win probability. So you'll often hear about, sharp bettors, they're trying to win on spreads and totals at least 52.4% of the time. You'll hear that pretty often. And that's because, I'm not saying this bet is a lock, right? This is just a play with an edge. This is a play with a mathematical edge that we're going to be winning about 55% of the time, not 52.38. So that's the first play I'm on, right? And then we can go back to this Boise State play, and you're going to see, hey, here, check it out, right? Once again, it's going to be the exact same thing. All books have the under that are offering alternates around minus 125, minus 130. So I parlayed these together. I mean, why not? It's the same concept. So we can see 2 plays on WinBet right here. So if I go over here to WinBet, you can see my play right here, right? 2-leg parlay, to win some big money. And that's kind of how I thought about this bet. Any questions you have, feel free to email me, whatever. Let's make money.